Hey, today is National Howl at the Moon Day. I'm going to wait until the moon comes up tonight to do that, but in the meantime, I'm going to show you how to sew this quilt block together. It's called Moon and Star, and I would imagine that with the moon comes stars, so we'll have fun sewing this quilt block together. This is Penny Hallgren from QuiltBlockLibrary.com. Thanks for joining me, and my pieces are all cut out and ready to sew together, so why don't you join me at the sewing machine? This quilt block has 4 squares in the corner and then a center square, and then these pieces can be sewn together as 2 half-square triangles, but I'm going to sew them together as flying geese. Instead of laying all the pieces out, what I've done is I have my pieces kind of stacked here, and I'm going to start by sewing my flying geese together and take one large triangle and then sew these 2 smaller triangles onto each side. Now I've got my flying geese finished, and I've got everything laid out here. This center circle, what I've decided to do with that is iron a piece of interfacing, this is just a light piece of interfacing, onto the back, and then I'm going to center this in my center square and put a pin in the center here, and then I'm going to stitch all the way around the outside, very close to the edge here, about 1/8 of an inch away. And this is just a quick way to do some machine applique, and the interfacing will keep it from fraying. Once I finished my machine stitching on the front, I'm turning this over to the back, and then I'm going to bring my threads up so that I can tie knot in the back. So the way that happens is I'm just going to pull one thread up, and then I'll take my pin and hook it into the loop and then pull it out. And then I can just tie a knot in these. And this is going to be on the back of my quilt block, so nobody will see it, but then the threads will be secure. And then I'll just clip the tails. Now I could cut this out, but I think I'm going to leave it on because I can also cut it out after the block is finished. And I may decide to stuff this and make it a little bit three-dimensional. So at this point, this block is ready to be sewn together. And now I've got my pieces laid out, so the first thing I'm going to do is just fold the pieces for the first 2 columns on top of each other and just chain stitch them. Now we've got these 2 columns sewn together, so I'll just add the 3rd piece onto each one of the rows, and then we'll be ready to sew the rows together. And now we're ready to sew the rows together, so I'll start at the top and fold this one down and stitch across that seam. And we just have one more seam at the bottom, so I'll fold that up and stitch across. This Moon and Star quilt block is all ready to go, and I just checked. It's actually worldwide Howl at the Moon night on October 26th. So go howl, I'll be right there with you. This is Penny Hallgren from QuiltBlockLibrary.com and QuiltBlockLibrary.tv. Thanks for joining me. If you're not already over there, go to QuiltBlockLibrary.com and get your free download of this pattern. Until next time, peaceful piecing.